I'll tell you that I still struggle with it today. Like there's no easy way to get through it, but it's day after day after day is reprogramming my brain because you got to think of it. 15 years, I was thinking of the same thing over and over again. Was now I have to reprogram that. And even Joe Dispenza talks about you have to reprogram. It's almost like drug withdrawal.
Awekenge, this is Mental Metals, hosted by Asekho Toto. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Mental Metals. I'm your host, Asekho Toto, and before we dive into today's incredible conversation, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoy what you hear today, please take a moment to rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Your feedback not only helps us improve, but also helps others discover the valuable insights we share every week. And if you find today's episode particularly inspiring or insightful, don't forget to share it with your friends, family, or anyone you think could benefit from it. Thank you for your support. It truly means the world to us. Now, let's get back into our conversation.
I would like to start with when it comes to military. How was it for you as someone who joined military? How long did you take? How long did you become part of the Marine Corps?
Yeah, so with the Marine Corps, I was in for a little under a year actually. And being in the Marine Corps, it was a standard. You had a high standard. And for that, I am most appreciative of it because it made me hold up myself to a higher standard. And because of that, I was able to build my life up, structure it, build the life that I wanted to live. So nothing was wrong really with the military. The thing that was really wrong was that there were Marines and higher ups and the leadership would downgrade the newer Marines, make them feel inferior, and also not building them up to be leaders and holding them up to the highest standards. It was like, do as I say, not as I do type thing. And it wasn't at all like very healthy to bring leaders up. I personally, and just growing up into that or being in that environment, I got to a point where I got suicidal because there were things that I wanted to do in the military. I wanted to grow. I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to be a leader. I couldn't do that because I was held back by being inferior or the aspirations that I had were too big and people thought that what I was doing was impossible. But I got so depressed at points because they put so much pressure on me because it was like, oh, the main thing that happened was I had gotten called in for something that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And it was an order, and basically I didn't have an idea about it, and they had called me and said, "Hey, you're supposed to be showing up here." And I was about to get a promotion in my job, and I said, "I can't show up. Like this is my life. Like I can't. Like this is gonna push me forward in life." And they said, "You either come and do this, or you're going to the brig, negative paperwork, here, this, and that." And I had got very, very, very like, this is it. Like I was losing money going in because I was a reserve. So I was losing money every month just trying to stay on top of this. And I felt so depressed because I had nothing. I had no one, I had no family, and that was all I had. So the mental ability that I had, I grew stronger, but at the same time, I was so inside of my head and I couldn't really express myself. I was so depressed because it was like suck it up or you're, excuse my language, but you're a bitch, you know. I don't know if I can use that language on your podcast, but that's how it was. And it just made me feel alone and inferior, and I couldn't do anything. You know, I had no one to talk to about, but it made me stronger. And I think that was everything happens for a reason, and I think that that's a part of the journey. So that was the main thing that I got from the military, and that's kind of how it was going through that process. But in in all aspects, it made me a better, stronger, mentally stronger person.
Mm. I feel like that's people don't realize how much it has a toll on you when someone is your higher up and they end up abusing their power or on you on like ordering you to do things that are not part of your job description. And
Yes, yes,
usually most of the time, to be honest with you, when I see movies from the States, usually there are soldiers that suffer more when it comes to mental health. And people only think
yes,
that it's only part of being in the action, but they don't realize that within the Marine Corps, there, there, there are problems where people abuse their power just to play around, play with you around. And also, I would say that it's not only I would say not only in the Marine Corps, but also in every I would say in every field in terms of industries, in businesses, in schools, is the same thing. So I feel like that's where we should raise these concerns when it comes to mental health and not betray our own principle, not betray our own. I would say I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it. Like it's it's something that we should look after. And when someone goes against goes beyond your principles, like it violates your principles, you should be someone who is saying no, I won't do this certain thing because you are true to your own principles.
yes, 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 exactly. And I think that's like one of the things is I think that I just had a bad experience. I don't think the Marine Corps is bad at all. I think there was aspects of I personally believe that everyone right after high school should go into the military because I think least a year or two in the military because it not only builds character for you to be a better person, but I believe that it also builds structure in your life so that you can go into the world with courage, grit, and prosperity to go after the things that you love and that you want in life. And then based off of this, you can really accomplish your goals. And without it, I think that a lot of people struggle. I mean, look at the world today. There's so many people that are just weak minded or weak bodied, and that's the one thing the military teaches you how to work out. It teaches you how to be courageous. It teaches you how to stand up to conflict. Teaches you structure in your life, how to be neat, how to make your bed. Simple things that make life so much easier and simpler. But yeah, I think that the military is a big aspect of who I am today. And I still talk to people about how much of an impact it had on my life. Because it did. It had a very good impact on me and it had also some bad things too. But I look at I do decide and choose to look at the good.
Mm. So, so through joining the military, avoiding the bad stuff, would you say that you found purpose?
Say that one more time.
Through joining the military, ignoring the negative things, would you say that you found purpose?
Yes, yes, I would say yes. Because before I joined the military, I was struggling mentally and physically. I wouldn't say I was struggling physically because I was very pretty fit. And that's why I joined the Marine Corps is because I knew that I wanted a challenge. And the Marine Corps is the best of them all, you know? And going into the Marine Corps, it changed my whole aspect on life. It made me appreciate the little things that it gave me gratitude in life for what I did have making me a better person. It gave me purpose towards where I really wanted to go. Because I think think of working out and going to the gym. You go to the gym and you pick up a barbell and it brings pain to your body. But what does that pain bring? It brings growth to your body and brings stronger muscles. And I think that's the same thing with pain in real life is that the Marine Corps brought these different instances in my life and going through those instances, they were hard and they made me appreciate things more, which made me be in a gratitude type state, which made me attract better things into my life.
Mm, mm,
And that gave me a clear vision of where I really wanted to go.
mm. Speaking about fitness, can you explain? to us the role of fitness and becoming a CrossFit coach and finding purpose in improving your mental health?
Yeah, so CrossFit was a massive change on me. I was actually training to go special forces, and I found CrossFit as the most lethal training to become fit in that aspect. And I chose to go to CrossFit. And when I started, it was hard. And because it was hard, it really attracted me because what's hard is going to make you better. And so I chose to go after this and I pursued it with all my heart and all my life. And when I started to go into this, things started to happen. Every time that I went into the gym, it's a simple, short workout. The workouts take no longer than an hour. At most, the longest workout that I've ever done in CrossFit is and it makes me feel so much better just going in and getting it done and getting my body to go through such turmoil to come out on the other side and just be a totally different person. And that aspect of it, being in fitness and nutrition, this helps me to set the tone for my day. It helps me build up the person that I want to be so I can attack the chores and the tasks that I have for the day to push the needle forward in life. And nutrition is the other aspect of it too, is when you eat for the body and you eat for the soul and you eat for the mind, you're now eating for energy and you're not having a stigma around food that hangs over you so that you're constantly sluggish or not eating right or you're sick. When you start to feed the body and the mind will start to appreciate you and it'll give you what you want. It'll give you the energy to go work on the tasks that you need to do, go live the life that you want to live. And I think that's so sweet. Is nutrition is so essential to being a better person. And it's changed my life in so many ways, as in I became mentally better, where I said that I was suicidal and depressed at one point. Changing my nutrition and changing what I worked out at, that's what changed it all. And that changes my mindset. Eating better and working out changes your mood and changes your mind. And every day you have 90,000 thoughts. And 90% of the thoughts the day before are going to be the exact same thoughts that you have today. So if you're putting in good food and good and working out and your body and mind are starting to feel better and better, you're just going to feel the same the next day. So you're going to feel even better and better and better every day. And it doesn't stop. There's no limit to it.
As a CrossFit coach, how do you balance your own mental health and at the same time trying to maintain your fitness?
So I think that working out at the beginning, wherever you're at, everyone's at a different spot in fitness. You're either losing weight, you're gaining weight, you're maintaining. For me, I've always tried to maintain where I was at. There was times where I try to bulk, but maintaining and feeling good is what I mostly go for. I want to feel good so that every other aspect in my life feels so much better, and I attack everything else with everything I possibly have, and going into being able to regulate my life with CrossFit it's very easy because the workouts they're not hard. They're not long. So I coach and then I work out no more than 30, 45 minutes. But the way that, and to be able to get the rest of the tasks done that move the needle forward in my life, I have to eat right. If I don't eat right, I'm either too tired or my brain doesn't function correctly or I stress out or I'm not getting the right nutrients and my body gets sick. That's the essential part, is that you have to keep your diet on point, because if your diet isn't on point, not going to be able to do all the things that you want to do. I mean, we have so many visions. We have so many things that we want to do, but there's only 24 hours in a day. And to be able to get as much as you can done in a day, you need to have the most energy. So that's working out first thing in the morning, whether it's working out then and then meditating, getting a better frequency in your life, and then making sure you stay on top of your nutrition is essential to having the most energy to attack your task every day with the highest level of energy.
Go, going to your childhood, how did growing up in a cult religion impact your mental health?
It was a lot. I think I had a lot of limiting beliefs based off of that. I think growing up in a cult where everything is this way or that way and no other way. You can't choose. You can't think outside of this box. I think it brought to me very limiting beliefs. And because of that, when I was growing up, I had big effects. Whereas, man, if I don't go get baptized or go to this church, I'll be going to this place called hell and spend in eternity for the rest of my life, which was a limiting belief because that held me back from my potential, my true journey, my true potential of being and creating a better life for not only me, but giving a better life to everyone in this world. That is my dream. That's my purpose. That's my vision is I want to change not only yours, but everyone's life, make it better because I was low at one point. And I want to bring everyone up with that's my purpose. I don't want any one person to be down there. I don't ever want anyone to feel that way. And I know that I can change people through nutrition and mindset, nutrition and fitness first, and then be able to change their mindset based on those things. But going into the cool part of it, I had a lot of limiting beliefs, whether it was I'm not made to make enough money or I had to start altering that money wasn't good for you to money can make your life way better and can make your potential way better and make the world around you a lot better and easier and make you create a better world for not only yourself, but be able to make a better world for others, being able to build companies, build empires so that you can create a community. You can create people all around the world connecting and networking with you to be able to create a better version of themselves. So it had a lot of limiting beliefs, and I struggled with it for so long, even to the point where I was suicidal. I that was also a big aspect of it. Is I had limiting beliefs that I wasn't who I was, and I couldn't find my true potential. It got to the point where the person who I needed to be in this life and the person that the religion was trying to make me conflicted with each other, and that only brought turmoil into my life.
At what point, at what age did you realize that we are part of a cult?
Say that one more time.
At what age did you realize that we are part of a cult, a religious cult?
I didn't realize it until I was 15. 15 years old. It took me 15 years and all that stuff was ingrained into my head all the way until I was 15 years old and I didn't.
What? Oh, flip, and when it. Oh, it's fine. It wasn't really was. No, it's up. It's
Possible.
fine. What time?
12:30 is fine.
What time are you at your place? At your location? What time is
I'm in Pacific time.
time is it now?
It's 12:22.
Oh, okay, it's fine. No problem.
12:22.
No problem.
Okay.
You can go on. In terms of
Yeah. So we go ahead. What was our topic on when I lost you?
we were explaining where the time you realized that you were in a cult. You said it was 15
Yes.
years. You were 15.
Yeah. So I was 15 years old and it was a hard change in my life because at 17 I moved out of my house and learning that and being able to reprogram my mind from what was drilled into me for years, it was hard. But then I started to learn that it's not being unsatisfied with and blaming the way that I was raised for the reason I am what I am, but more so being grateful for what was given to me. So being thankful that I had good parents that took care of me, that sheltered me, that gave me a home, being thankful for a big family that we had so many good memories with, being thankful for good friends, good food. When I start to think on those types of things, my vibration and energy and frequency levels start to shoot up, skyrocket. Why? Because now I'm thinking in a higher frequency level instead of thinking of in shame and guilt, which are low frequency emotions. Whereas now that I'm thinking in love and gratification and consciousness, now I'm building a better version and a better vision for myself too. So it took a lot to reprogram, but also learning to be thankful for what was at that point and being able to love what that was.
Mm. It's fine. It's fine how we are talking about religious cults because I was just listening to Jordan Peterson's podcast on religion.
Yes, yes.
Danger of religion.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So cause the fact that I feel like it is the fact that cults gaslight us of being no, this is good, this is bad. So how when you were detoxing the information that the beliefs that you had about God, about the society, how how was the journey on now? How was the journey in terms of distinguishing good and evil on your own terms, not on what you were taught?
Yeah, so it wasn't easy. I'll tell you that. I still struggle with it today. Like there's no easy way to get through it. But it's day after day after day is reprogramming my brain because you gotta think of it. 15 years I was thinking of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Whereas now I have to reprogram that. And even Joe Dispenza talks about you have to reprogram. It's almost like drug withdrawal. So it's reprogramming your mind to think that that's actually want, feel, and be the person that you truly are inside. So being the same person on the outside, and people see you as you are on the inside. Because how you think other people see you is how they're going to see you. So if I think they hate me, they're going to hate me. If I think they love me and they radiating love towards me, that's what's going to happen. So it's changing that thought process, but it takes practice, meditation every day. And our bodies don't like that because the body tries to become the brain and then our body tries to take over. So it's still a work in progress. It's still work, but I've seen such a change in myself.
Mm-hmm. And also, I also believe that as much as we don't agree with it, but religion is part of our lives. And also,
yes,
it's part of our lives. I don't care if you are atheist or not, but it's part of our lives. We have to adapt from it. And I feel like that's where religious cults or churches, I don't know, implant these things on our lives that we shouldn't do this, we should do that. So I feel like it's in a way of knowing what is good and what is evil. So that's why I myself familiarize myself with books like the philosophies like Nietzsche, Freud, Sigmund, Carl Jung, so that I look for different perspectives when it comes to good and evil. So I feel like that's what we should do to ourselves, to not only look at one side but also look somewhere in terms of when it comes to information, when it comes to good and evil.
I got 2 minutes left. Just to let you know.
Yeah. I was just finishing up. Since you said that we have 2 minutes, what would you like to share with the audience that have helped you and when it comes to mental health?
Don't give up. It's gonna get hard. I totally recommend reading the book called The Hero's Journey. It's gonna be hard. It's the dark path that you need to follow, the path that you cannot see. It's hard, but at the end of it, it's so worth it. Don't give up, no matter how dark, no matter how hard it gets. Don't give up. And don't be alone. Always have those to fight next to you, fight with you, and have people to help you. Never stay alone. You're not going to be able to do it alone. You will lose staying alone. Wolf packs win because they're in a pack. Find your wolf pack and always keep striving forward, no matter how hard it gets. Always get back up and keep fighting to go forward. It'll work out one day.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.